Hi, I'm Parker Sutton.
Hi, I'm Chao Wang.
And I'm Brian Lawless, and we conducted a feasibility study for a new turf field at Cardinal Newman High School.
In this video, we will cover an executive summary, introduction, market analysis, project description, and key project assumptions, which include financing options, revenue sources, and a growth rate of income and expenses.
And the economic and the physical impacts, pro forma financial statements, conclusions, and the references.
The following study includes all aspects of installing an artificial turf field on the campus of Cardinal Newman High School in place of their existing grass playing field. Cardinal Newman is a private Roman Catholic high school located just 11 miles from downtown Columbia, South Carolina. This study includes important information on the financial implications of completing the proposed project, as well as the reasoning behind the field's installation. With Cardinal Newman's long athletic history, our team believes that installing a turf field on the campus would be beneficial to both the school as well as the community. In our market analysis, we will cover the demographics of the surrounding area of Cardinal Newman, as well as those of the students. This information is important for analysts to get a sense of the usage the field will see and whether or not that will justify the installation. Next, in the project description, our team will go into greater detail on aspects of the project, such as how the field will benefit the community, how financing is possible, and how the project will be able to save the school money in the long run. The team will also focus on key assumptions in important areas such as financing, revenue sources, and growth rates. These assumptions are used to anticipate how the installation of the turf field will be paid for in the most plausible manner and how the field will generate revenue in the coming years. These revenues and expenses will be further explained in our pro forma financial statements covering a 5-year period. The following report will serve as a roadmap for the team moving forward as we look to install a beautiful new turf field at Cardinal Newman High School. With roots dating back to 1858, Cardinal Newman High School has a deep history with a large sense of tradition, and towards the center of that tradition is athletics. According to the CBS-owned high school sports website, MaxPreps, Cardinal Newman High School ranks amongst the top 100 athletic programs in the country. Cardinal Newman is a co-ed private school, which currently has 8 teams that utilize a football-style playing field, ranging from JV cheerleading to varsity football. In 2016, a new Bermuda grass playing field was donated to the school's campus, featuring a 1,000-seat bleacher system, a press box, and both home and away concession stands. For many reasons, our group believes this tremendous donation would be improved by the replacement of the grass field with the state-of-the-art artificial turf surfacing. One of the main benefits of an artificial turf field is the ability to play in poor weather without destroying the field or incurring severe repair costs. In 2006, the Ohio State Buckeyes hosted the Penn State Nittany Lions with steady rain overhead. After the game, the playing field was left unplayable and irreparable. Days after the game, Ohio State coach Jim Tressler said, "I felt bad about that field, not just for our sake, but for our opponent. To bring someone into a Big Ten game and not have ideal playing conditions is disappointing." Due to the wear and tear on the Ohio State field, $75,000 of repairs were necessary before the next home game. The very next season, Ohio State was playing on a synthetic turf football field. Columbia, South Carolina, where Cardinal Newman is located, endures 49.52 inches of rain over the 2018 calendar year, approximately 15 inches above the national average of 34.63. Columbia is a very wet city, especially in the fall and spring months when high school sports are at their peak. Cardinal Newman High School is a member of the SCISA Athletic League, which has members all over the state as far west as Augusta and as far east as Charleston. Similar to what Ohio State coach Jim Tressler said, it would be very disappointing for Cardinal Newman to host an opponent and not have ideal playing conditions. The greater Columbia area is home to an estimated population of 133,000 people, with 15 public schools and 8 private schools, making up a total of 19,000 high school students. Cardinal Newman High School is a private school, so it is difficult to report accurate economic demographics on the students as they are all not located in the same town as they would be in a public school system. That being said, the yearly tuition cost for Cardinal Newman High School is $10,000, so it is safe to assume that the majority of the students come from families who are financially stable. Due to the fact that the new field installation would be for a specific high school opposed to being a public amenity, it comes with a built-in market of the school's athletic program and their fans. Cardinal Newman has 550 students and is located in close proximity to 3 other schools in their athletic league, which makes it convenient for fans from Hammond School, Heathwind Hall Episcopal, and Ben Lippen School to travel to Cardinal Newman for an away game in a number of sports. In addition to other high schools in the SCISA, Cardinal Newman is located just 11 miles away from the University of South Carolina, which has an extremely passionate fan base. Gamecock fans may be tempted to travel to the new high school field to scout the local talent in hopes of seeing the next Gamecock star before they take the field at Williams-Brice Stadium. Cardinal Newman does not have a public record of their athletic attendance, but a quick glance over their athletic social media outlets makes it evident that the stands are often filled with fans. Another important area to look at when scouting the potential market is outside of the school's athletic department entirely. Columbia is home to many adult and youth leagues for a wide range of field sports, such as football, lacrosse, and soccer. With a substantial city population and median age of just 28.3 years old, there is a lot of potential for field rentals to recreational leagues, clinics, and summer camps. According to the Agency for Healthcare Research and Quality Medical Expenditure Panel Survey, the most active U.S. citizens are between the ages of 18 and 44 years old. The age population distribution in Columbia is ruled by a majority of citizens in the same age range, which opens up a large market of active adults who would be willing to participate in a form of recreational activity on the new Cardinal Newman turf field.
By turfing the field at Cardinal Newman High School, it would create a whole new atmosphere as well as dynamic for the institution. The field will serve as a multi-purpose field for many different sports, activities, and group functions. By refurbishing the football field and making it a new turf field, it will change the school and its athletics forever. The field will be entirely more cost-effective than it has been in the past and will keep costs low after the project is completed. Artificial turf fields allow for consistent play on the surface without having to worry about weather conditions, diminishing the quality of the field. The field will draw in thousands of spectators, including sponsors, parents, alumni, and boosters. As previously stated, many of the attendees of the game and activities will be coaches and scouts looking to possibly bring the next big Gamecock star to the University of South Carolina, a mere 11 miles down the road. The field also has the use of being rented out to the general public whenever Cardinal Newman decides to. Having a turf field instead of grass makes maintenance and upkeep easy, so there's plenty of room for fairs, shows, and many other events that would destroy a grass field. By renting out the field at Cardinal Newman's discretion, the new field would basically be paying for itself. With added alumni donations, paid advertisements by businesses and corporations in the area, the field will be paid for, a great asset for the school, increase revenue, and be a more positive asset that will bring the community together for the better. As shown later in our analysis of cost in the fiscal impact section, an artificial turf field allows for more hours of use at a lower cost. A turf field can endure many more hours of use than a natural grass field without all the required maintenance. This will allow Cardinal Newman High School to rent out the field in the summer months and not risk the quality of their playing field. When looking at ways to finance our group's project of resurfacing the football field of Cardinal Newman High School, there are only a select number of ways that we can receive the funding necessary to resurface the football field. Since Cardinal Newman is a private high school, our main source of financing would come from donations from the parents of students currently enrolled and generous alumni. All of the funds from the donations would go to resurfacing the football field and paying the wages of the workers who do so. Cardinal Newman High School already has an alumni donation system in place on its school website. One way alumni donations could work to finance the field would be to take a small portion of the money donated to the school and letting that fund build until there is enough to complete the project. Alternatively, the school could take out a large loan from a bank, backed with the guarantees of timely payment by a generous alumni or alumni group. Another approach to the alumni donation system is the school could offer recognition to the donor by naming a portion of the field, such as the scoreboard or bleachers, after a person of choice by the alumni. By using this alumni network, our group would be able to receive the funding and resurface the field. Revenue for the new field would come from a certain number of things. First, ticket sales. By resurfacing the field, it will attract a lot of spectators, whether they are from the area or not. Cardinal Newman will receive all the revenue from ticket sales from any event held on the field. This resurface will increase the amount of attendees, thus increasing the revenue from ticket sales. By also attracting a lot of new spectators, our group will negotiate with local businesses to sponsor the field and place ads all around the stadium. By having a new field with plenty of new spectators, companies will try and increase their awareness and pay Cardinal Newman to place their advertisements all around the field, thus creating another stream of revenue for the resurface. When it comes to the growth rate of our project incomes, the businesses in the surrounding area of Cardinal Newman High School will continue to donate money and buy ads to keep incomes high. When talking about our expenses besides the initial cost of the turf field and the labor, there really is no further business expense besides possibly updating other amenities around the stadium or the minimal labor cost to display ads. Overall, this project will keep incomes high while keeping expenses low. As seen in the 10-year cost analysis, the initial capital cost for an artificial turf field is significant. But once the field is installed, the cost of maintenance significantly decreases, and over time is more an economically conscious investment than a natural grass field. Unlike a grass field, many hours can be spent on an artificial turf field without tearing up the playing surface, resulting in a significant repair fee, such as the prior one mentioned that Ohio State endured in 2006.
A new outdoor turf field can bring some revenues to Cardinal Newman High School. First of all, we found out that turf field has some advantages over natural grass field in general. Although the synthetic grass can be more expensive than the normal sod, they are much cheaper when it comes to maintenance cost. As shown in the graphic, Field Turf conducted a 10-year cost analysis of artificial turf and the grass and the newer maintenance costs involved. Cardinal Newman High School will need to pay people to mow and water the grass if we stick with natural grass. Studies showed that the natural grass field is worn very fast if it has no regular maintenance. However, artificial grass has better resistance to extreme weather and they are more durable. The new renovated football field can attract more people to go to the game, and so there will be an increase in attendance rate, and the school can have better football game ticket sales. Furthermore, the state-of-art turf field may bring sponsorships to the school's athletic team. TD Ameritrade found that about 63% of American families whose kids are involved in sports spend from $100 to $499 per child per month on the sporting activities. Cardinal Newman High School can make the turf field available for lease. Many schools put their facility rental rates between $75 to $150 per hour. The school can charge a high price if people want to have the tournament or league game play at regular basis. Additionally, Cardinal Newman High School can provide a turf field to people who are interested in holding a football or soccer camp there. Most of the time, the turf field will be occupied by students. Cardinal Newman High School can add the field replacement fees to the students' tuitions. When compared to the recreation center fields or community turf fields, the size of Cardinal Newman High School turf fields is smaller. Also, there are lots of schools around Richland County. The new turf field can have positive economic and physical impacts on the school and the local government, but the benefits are limited in some aspects. Cardinal Newman High School received a donation from alumni when they built last football field. For the field renovation, we are trying to use the alumni system to find people finance this project as well.
As you can see in our first pro forma financial statement, our balance sheet, we start with year one, we have cash at $210,151. This cash will slightly increase year to year over a 5-year period. Our concessions inventory will remain stable at $1,000 for our first 2 years, and then with increased popularity and word of mouth spreading, we expect a slight increase in years 3, 4, and 5. We expect for our accounts receivable, which are going to come from our field rentals, to remain at a steady $10,000 a year over the 5-year period, which brings our total current assets to $221,151 for our year one. Our field is a significant capital cost of $520,000 with slight equipment ranging at $15,000. Using the straight line depreciation method, which we will go into more detail in our depreciation schedule, we expect for $55,000 of depreciation in year one from our turf field, which brings our total assets to $701,151. Next, moving on to our liability and owner's equity section, you can find our short-term and long-term debt, which can be found under the principal and ending balance section on the loan amortization schedule each year. Our total liabilities for year 1 are $185,525. Our liabilities slowly decrease from the year 2020 to 2024 as we expect to pay off our debt. In the owner's equity section, the owner's equity, which is coming from the bank loan, is $200,000, and that remains steady across each year because we are going to take that out in year 1 as we have the large capital expenditure in the turf field. Our gifts and donations coming from alumni are the same category, where they remain the same because we expect a large donation in year 1. Our retained earnings can be found from the net income accumulating year to year on the balance sheet. The net income can be found on our income statement, which we will go into more depth on next. As you can see, our total owner's equity and liabilities are equal to our total assets at $701,151 in year 1, and they slightly decrease each year, keeping our balance equal through all 5 years.
For our income statement, under our revenues, we have ticket sales, advertisements, concessions, and field rentals. For our cost of goods sold, we have cups, plates, food, and soda at our concession stand. And under our expenses are concession salaries, depreciation, utilities, maintenance, landscaping, and interest expense. As you can see in our total revenues increase slightly each year. This is due to the slight increase in concession revenue that we expect from a positive word of mouth. Increasing concession revenue causes the cost of goods sold to go up as we will be selling more products. Our interest expense can be found under the interest category in the loan amortization schedule.
Our next financial statement that we're going to cover is our statement of cash flows for the years 2020 through 2024. As you can see, our total operating section increases slightly each year due to the short-term debt increase and our net income slowly becoming more positive. In our investing section, after year 1, the investing section is all zero, as the field and equipment are going to be one large capital expenditure set in year 1, and then we're going to have no more investing purchases throughout our 5-year period. Moving to our financing section, our long-term debt is slowly becoming more negative each year as we're striving to pay off the debt. Similar to the investing section, our owner's equity and gifts and donations are zeros after year 1 because they are only coming in year 1 when we need the money to purchase the field and equipment. The total financing section moves with the long-term debt as it becomes more negative each year. As you can see in our statement of cash flows, we have a positive cash flow each year, with year 1's cash balance being $210,151, and each year with an increase of cash of just around $34,000. We were able to find cash for year 1 of our balance sheet by using a T account. In this T account, we separated our debits and credits and then subtracted the two to find our ending balance, which results as the value for cash in year 1 of the balance sheet. In order to find our depreciation expense, we made a depreciation schedule for fixed assets using the straight line depreciation method. Our artificial turf field has a cost of $520,000 and a useful life of 10 years. Using the straight line method, this depreciates at $52,000 per year. Our equipment using the straight line depreciation method have a useful life of 5 years, which results in a depreciation of $3,000 each period, resulting in $55,000 accumulated depreciation for year 1. We use the loan amortization schedule in order to find the long-term and short-term debt as well as the interest expense for our project. The loan amount that we are taking from the bank is $200,000 with an annual interest rate of 7%. The loan is being paid in periods over 10 years with one payment per year, and this results in the loan being paid off in full in year 10.
After careful consideration of the factors taken into account in researching this project, a decision has to be made on whether or not this is a feasible project to pursue. Our research has shown that installing a new artificial turf field at Cardinal Newman High School would not be a favorable project to pursue. Installing a new turf field is a very expensive investment for a project that would be a luxury asset for the school rather than generating significant revenue. This project would benefit the athletic department of Cardinal Newman and make the student athletic happy, but even with the assumption of large donation from alumni, the school will not make a profit on this project. Although installing a turf field at Cardinal Newman High School is not a profitable venture, there are many positives that can be taken away from our research. If the school ever was to receive a large donation from alumni to fund a new field, Cardinal Newman is in great location to utilize the field in a money-making manner. The Great Columbia area is a young and active community with plenty of local business who may jump at the chance to install advertising at a new facility. Cardinal Newman would be able to rent out its new field to the new active young adults looking for outdoor recreation close to home. As a private high school, installing a new turf field would make Cardinal Newman stand out to students athletes deciding whether they should attend school. Artificial turf is great alternative to grass fields due to the increased usage potential and the lower maintenance costs. While the maintenance cost of turf field is significantly lower, the substantial capital costs make this project almost impossible unless the entire cost of installation comes from outside donor. Installing a turf field rather than a grass field simply does not generate enough additional revenue to justify the investment at a high school level.
Once again, I'm Parker Sutton.
I'm Brian Lawless.
I'm Chao Wang.
And we wanted to say thank you for watching our project, and we hope that you found it to be beneficial. Go
Go
Cardinals!
Cardinals.